You ever get that feeling like, you're doing all the right things, working out,
Uh-huh.
eating healthy, but you just don't have that same energy
Yeah.
like you used to?
Yeah.
It's like your body's stuck in first gear,
Right.
and you're missing that like youthful vitality you had. What if I told you there might be a way to shift gears and recapture that prime feeling?
Well, it's definitely a common concern for a lot of men as they age.
Right.
And it's often linked to that, natural decline in testosterone, which
Right.
can really affect everything, from
Yeah.
energy levels, muscle strength, even your mood, mental clarity.
Exactly.
Mm.
And today we are diving into something that claims to address this head on: Prime Male, a natural testosterone booster
Okay.
that promises to help you reclaim the vitality you had in your 20s.
Interesting. So what's interesting here is that Prime Male's approach isn't just about
Like,
adding more testosterone into your system.
uh,
They're claiming to tackle the problem from multiple angles, really addressing the root causes of why your testosterone might be lagging behind.
I see. They've even got this bold claim on their website. They say Prime Male can boost testosterone levels by a whopping 42% in just 12 days.
Wow.
It's like turning back the clock over 4 decades.
That's a big claim.
We'll definitely be digging into the science behind that a little bit later on.
Yeah, a 42% increase in such a short time certainly raises some eyebrows.
Right.
It'll be fascinating to see what kind of research they're basing that claim on
Yeah.
and whether it holds up to scrutiny.
But before we get into that, let's talk about why this even matters.
Right.
You might be experiencing some of the classic signs of low testosterone: fatigue, decreased strength, maybe even a dip in your libido.
You're hitting on some key points there. The reality is, after age 30, men start losing about 1% of their testosterone every year.
Oh, wow.
And those effects you mentioned, they can really impact your entire life. Not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well.
It's not just about feeling a bit tired. It's about feeling like you're not performing at your best in any area of your life.
Wow.
And that's where Prime Male comes in. They claim to be the solution to this widespread issue, promising to bring those testosterone levels back up to where they were in your prime.
It's a compelling proposition for a lot of men
Right.
who are feeling those effects of this, natural decline.
Yeah.
But let's take a closer look at what they're actually offering.
Okay.
Prime Male claims to provide 12 key benefits,
Well,
from increased energy and strength to weight loss, even improvements in mood, heart health, and cognitive function.
okay, let's unpack this. 12 benefits is a lot to promise. Are we talking about a miracle cure-all here?
Well, it's important to remember that while Prime Male may contribute to some of these benefits,
Uh-huh.
others require some lifestyle changes as well.
Okay.
Working out regularly,
Yeah.
maintaining a healthy diet,
Yeah.
those factors play a pretty crucial role too.
So it's not just about popping a pill and expecting a complete transformation.
Exactly. It's about incorporating Prime Male as part of a holistic approach to your well-being.
Got it. So what's the secret sauce here? What makes Prime Male tick?
Well, Prime Male claims its unique formulation uses 12 natural ingredients
Okay.
that work together to address 3 major roadblocks to testosterone production.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about these roadblocks. What are they and how does Prime Male tackle them?
All right, so they focus on something called luteinizing hormone, or LH for short.
Okay.
This hormone is crucial because it signals your body to actually produce testosterone.
Okay.
Then there's sex hormone, binding globulin, SHBG.
Which can actually bind to testosterone and make it unusable.
Oh, wow.
And finally, they address estrogen and prolactin,
Okay.
hormones that also exist in men
Right.
and can actually lower testosterone if they get out of balance.
So they're going after these 3 things.
Yeah.
Boosting LH, reducing the effects of SHBG,
Right.
and keeping estrogen and prolactin in check. And they're doing this all with natural ingredients. That's their claim. They say their formula uses carefully selected ingredients and dosages based on scientific research
Yep.
to target each of these areas effectively.
All right. So they've got this multi-pronged approach.
Yeah.
But how does it actually work in practice?
Yeah.
Walk me through how these ingredients are supposed to boost testosterone.
All right, so let's start with LH prime. Male uses DAACC and zinc to stimulate its production. Now, DAACC is particularly interesting
Yeah.
because there's actually a study where it was shown to increase testosterone by that impressive 42% in just 12 days.
Wow, that's the number they were touting on their website.
Yeah.
But is that study legit?
We'll have to dig into
I
that.
need to dig into that a little
A
deeper.
little deeper.
What about SHBG? How do they tackle that?
To combat SHBG, Prime Male uses magnesium, nettle root, and boron.
Okay.
Think of SHBG like a sponge soaking up your free testosterone.
Okay.
Nettle root essentially competes with testosterone for space on that sponge, while magnesium aims to reduce the sponge's size altogether.
Okay.
And boron helps to further shrink the sponge.
Ultimately leading to more free testosterone in your system.
It's like a triple team effort to free up that testosterone. And finally, what about estrogen and prolactin?
Prime Male uses boron and luteolin to keep these hormones in check. Boron has been shown to lower estrogen levels,
Okay.
and luteolin can do the same while simultaneously giving testosterone a boost.
It seems like they've really thought about addressing all these different angles, but they also have a warning on their website about other testosterone boosters on the market, right?
Yeah, they caution against products with either insufficient dosages
Okay.
or excessive mega doses of ingredients.
Right.
They emphasize that Prime Male uses carefully selected dosages backed by clinical research.
So they're not just throwing ingredients together, they're trying to be precise and effective, and that's
Yeah.
what sets them apart.
It's one of their key claims. They're positioning themselves as a science-backed solution,
Yeah.
carefully formulated to address those 3 key barriers to testosterone production we discussed earlier. Okay, so we've got the science behind Prime Male. But what about real-world results? Do they have any proof that this stuff actually works?
Whoa.
They do mention testimonials on their website, right?
Yes, they have a section dedicated to testimonials
Okay.
from men who have tried Prime Male.
Okay.
For example, there's Max, who reported a noticeable increase in his sex drive and energy levels in just 2 weeks.
Wow.
And then there's Moses, who found Prime Male helpful in his journey to build muscle.
It's always interesting to hear how these products affect people in real life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that testimonials are individual experiences
Right.
and not necessarily representative of everyone's results. Everyone's body is different, and what works for one person may not work the same way for another.
Right. They're just individual data points and not a scientific study.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still intriguing to hear about those personal journeys. So we've covered a lot of ground here. From the problem of declining testosterone to Prime Male's potential solution, their unique formulation, and those compelling testimonials. But the big question remains, is Prime Male the real deal, or is there more to the story?
Well, that's the question we'll be exploring further as we continue this deep dive. We'll be looking at the science behind their claims, comparing Prime Male to other testosterone boosters on the market, and discussing the potential risks and benefits.
And if you're as intrigued as I am and want to learn more, you can check out the Prime Male website. We've included a link below where you can find more details about their product, the science behind it, and those personal stories from men who have tried it. But we're not done yet. Stick around for part 2, where we'll dig even deeper into the world of testosterone boosters and see if Prime Male truly lives up to the hype.
Picking up where we left off, let's delve a little deeper into the science behind Prime Male's claims.
Okay.
They're very upfront about listing all their ingredients and dosages right on their website,
Yes.
which is a good sign for transparency.
Yeah, no hidden formulas or mystery blends. You can see exactly what you're getting.
But does the science actually back up their claims? They keep mentioning clinical research.
They do highlight a lot of research on their website.
Yeah.
And it's important to note that some of the ingredients in Prime Male have shown promising results in studies. For instance, that study we mentioned earlier about DACC increasing testosterone by 42%.
Right.
It was a real study published in a reputable journal. However, it's important to remember that this was a small study, and more research is needed to confirm those findings.
So it's not a slam dunk, but there's at least some evidence to suggest that DACC could have a significant impact on testosterone levels. What about some of the other ingredients? Do they have similar scientific backing?
Some of the other ingredients like zinc and magnesium have also been studied for their effects on testosterone.
Okay.
Zinc is known to play a role in testosterone production,
Right.
and some studies have shown that zinc supplementation can increase testosterone levels in men who are deficient in zinc.
Magnesium has also been linked to testosterone levels, although the research is a bit more mixed.
Okay.
But overall, Prime Male does seem to have selected ingredients that have at least some scientific support for their potential to boost testosterone.
Okay, so they're not just pulling ingredients out of thin air. They're choosing ones that have shown some promise in scientific studies. But as you said, more research is always needed, especially when it comes to supplements. What about the dosages they're using? They make a big deal about having the optimal dosage of each ingredient. How do we know if that's true?
That's a good question, and unfortunately, there's no easy answer. Determining the optimal dosage for any supplement can be complex as it can vary depending on factors like age, health status, and individual needs.
Right.
Primal does claim to have based their dosages on clinical research, but without access to their specific research data, it's difficult to independently verify those claims.
So while they're being transparent about their ingredients and dosages, it's still important to approach those claims with a healthy dose of skepticism. You've got to do your own research and consult with a healthcare professional to make sure it's the right choice for you.
Exactly. It's never a good idea to blindly trust any supplement company's claims, no matter how scientific they may sound. Always do your due diligence and seek personalized advice from a qualified healthcare provider. Speaking of a holistic approach, it's worth noting that Primal does acknowledge that lifestyle factors play a role in testosterone levels as well.
Yeah, they talk about the importance of diet and exercise on their website. They're not promoting Primal as a magic bullet, right?
Right. They emphasize that Primal is most effective when combined with a healthy lifestyle that includes regular exercise, a balanced diet, stress management, and quality sleep. All of these factors can contribute to optimal testosterone levels and overall well-being.
So it's not just about taking a pill, it's about making positive changes to your lifestyle as well. It seems like they're taking a more balanced approach than some other supplement companies that might overpromise and underdeliver.
It's certainly a more responsible approach. They're acknowledging that there's no quick fix for low testosterone and that a multifaceted approach is necessary for long-term results. And to their credit, they do provide some helpful resources on their website about diet, exercise, and other lifestyle factors that can influence testosterone levels. It's a good reminder that supplements should be seen as a complement to a healthy lifestyle, not a replacement for it.
That's a really important point. We often hear about these miracle supplements that promise to solve all our problems.
Hmm.
But the reality is that true health and wellness require a more holistic approach. It's about taking care of your body from the inside out. And that includes making smart choices about what you put into it, how you move it, and how you manage stress.
Absolutely. It's about creating a synergistic effect where all these different elements work together to support your overall well-being. And in the context of testosterone, that means addressing not just the hormonal aspect, but also the lifestyle factors that can impact testosterone production.
Okay, so we've talked about the science behind Prime Male, their emphasis on a holistic approach, and the importance of doing your own research and consulting with a healthcare professional. But let's get back to those testimonials for a moment.
Okay.
We mentioned a couple earlier, but what are some of the other experiences people have shared on the Prime Male website? Do they generally paint a positive picture?
The testimonials on their website are generally positive, with many men reporting noticeable improvements in their energy levels, strength, libido, and overall mood after taking Prime Male. For example, one man named David shared that he had been struggling with fatigue and low motivation for years, and that Prime Male helped him regain his energy and drive. Another man, Mark, mentioned that he had noticed a significant improvement in his gym performance and muscle growth after incorporating Prime Male into his routine.
So there are some compelling stories there. But we have to remember that these are just individual anecdotes, right?
Exactly. While testimonials can be inspiring and provide a glimpse into other people's experiences, it's crucial to remember that they are not a substitute for scientific evidence. What works for one person may not work for another, and there's always a chance that some of these positive results could be due to other factors, like the placebo effect or changes in lifestyle that coincided with taking Prime Male.
So we can't take those testimonials as gospel, but they do offer some interesting insights into how Prime Male has potentially helped some men address their concerns about declining testosterone. But even if Prime Male does live up to its claims, are there any potential downsides or risks to consider? Are testosterone boosters safe for everyone?
That's a crucial question. While Prime Male is marketed as a natural testosterone booster, it's still important to remember that it's a supplement that can have physiological effects. And as with any supplement, there's always a potential for side effects or interactions with other medications.
So before you even think about trying Prime Male or any other testosterone booster, it's essential to talk to your doctor, right?
Absolutely. A healthcare professional can help you assess your individual needs, determine if a testosterone booster is right for you, and rule out any underlying medical conditions that might be contributing to your symptoms. They can also advise you on the appropriate dosage and monitor you for any potential side effects.
That's really important advice. It's easy to get caught up in the hype surrounding supplements, but we can't forget that our health is our most valuable asset, and we need to take a cautious and informed approach when it comes to anything we put into our bodies.
Right. It's about empowering yourself with knowledge, making informed decisions, and prioritizing your long-term health and well-being.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. We've talked about the science behind prime male, the potential benefits and risks, the importance of a holistic approach, and the need for personalized medical advice. But there's still one big question we haven't fully addressed. Is prime male the real deal, or is there more to this story?
That's the question we'll be tackling in part 3 of this deep dive. We'll be looking at alternative approaches to boosting testosterone, comparing Prime Male to other products on the market, and ultimately helping you decide if Prime Male is something you should consider. So stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive into the world of Prime Male.
And if you're ready to explore prime male for yourself, you can find a link to their website below. Remember, do your research, consult with your doctor, and make an informed decision about what's right for you. We'll see you back here for part 3, where we'll wrap up our deep dive and leave you with some final thoughts to consider. All right, we're back for the final part of our deep dive into prime male. We've talked about the science, the ingredients, the potential benefits and risks. But you might be wondering, is this the only way to address declining testosterone?
Well, that's a great question. While Prime Male presents itself as a solution, it's important to remember that there are other approaches to managing age-related testosterone decline.
So what are some of those alternative options?
Well, lifestyle changes are often the first line of defense. Things like regular exercise, particularly strength training,
Okay.
getting enough sleep, managing stress levels, and maintaining a healthy weight can all have a positive impact on testosterone levels.
So before you even think about supplements, you should make sure you're covering those basic lifestyle factors, right?
Exactly. Sometimes making simple adjustments to your daily habits can make a big difference. And if lifestyle changes alone aren't enough, there are other medical interventions to consider.
What kind of medical interventions are we talking about?
In some cases, a doctor might recommend testosterone replacement therapy, or TRT. This
Okay.
involves using prescription medications to directly increase testosterone levels.
So that's a more direct approach than taking a supplement like Prime Male. But I imagine TRT comes with its own set of potential risks and benefits, right?
Right. TRT is a serious medical treatment that should only be considered under the guidance of a healthcare professional. It can be effective in addressing the symptoms of low testosterone, but it's important to weigh the potential benefits against the potential risks, which can include acne, sleep apnea, prostate enlargement, and even an increased risk of blood clots.
So it's not a decision to be made lightly. You definitely need to have a thorough conversation with your doctor to determine if TRT is the right choice for you.
Exactly. And it's worth noting that TRT is not a quick fix either. It requires ongoing monitoring and management by a healthcare professional.
Okay, so we've got lifestyle changes, we've got TRT, we've got Prime Male. How do you know which option is the best fit for you?
That's where that personalized guidance from a healthcare professional comes in. They can help you assess your individual needs, consider your medical history, and guide you towards the approach that's most likely to be safe and effective for you.
So there's no one-size-fits-all solution, right?
Right, what works for one person may not work for another. And that's why it's so important to do your research consult with your doctor and make an informed decision that's tailored to your unique situation.
All right, so we've explored the alternatives. Let's circle back to Prime Male. Based on everything we've discussed, what's your take on it? Is it a legitimate option worth considering, or are there too many red flags?
Prime Male does seem to be a more carefully formulated and transparent supplement compared to some others on the market. They're upfront about their ingredients, dosages, and the science behind their formula. And they do acknowledge the importance of a holistic approach, emphasizing the role of lifestyle factors alongside supplementation. However, it's crucial to remember that the research on testosterone boosters in general is still somewhat limited, and there's always a potential for individual variations in response.
So while Prime Male might be a promising option for some men, it's not a guaranteed solution, and it's essential to approach it with realistic expectations.
Exactly. Don't expect miracles. And as we've emphasized throughout this deep dive, always consult with your healthcare provider before starting any new supplement regimen, including Prime Male.
So to wrap things up, if you're struggling with the effects of declining testosterone, Prime Male is one potential avenue to explore, but it's crucial to approach it with a balanced perspective. Do your research and prioritize your overall health and well-being.
And remember, it's not just about boosting testosterone. It's about optimizing your health and vitality in a way that's sustainable and beneficial in the long run.
Well said. We've reached the end of our deep dive into Prime Male. We hope this episode has provided you with valuable insights and empowered you to make informed decisions about your health journey. If you're curious to learn more about Prime Male, you can check out their website. We've included a link below. But remember, always consult with your healthcare provider before making any decisions about your health.
And as always, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep striving for that optimal state of well-being.